Hey guys. Hey guys. So we'll be starting very soon. Please let me know if you can hear me. All right, thank you, Tony. So we'll be kicking off very soon, okay? Just give me some couple of minutes. So I'm just trying to wait for others to join us in a bit, okay? Give me a minute. Let me share my screen. All right. You see my screen. Let me also know if you can see my screen. All right. All right. Okay, thank you, Shola. I can see some couple of people, they can see my screen. Okay, that's good. So we'll be kicking off in let's just wait a little bit for people. So today we'll just be looking at the markets, the DXY are really, gone haywire, has continued our trend. So we'll be looking at different see if you can enter a trade while we are on live. I'm actually looking at some trades. All right, thank you guys. So okay, let's go. So I'm actually looking at some trades right now. I'm looking at so the first thing we want to look at, let's look at what the DXY is doing. The DXY has really taken off from there. Yesterday when the markets opened, it has really taken off from around 101. And that's why if you check pounds USD, if you check pounds USD, I was expecting, pounds USD to, I think I took a trade on the bounce off from this counter trend line. I had a pending order. So, but I had to come out of the trade because of the momentum this thing is showing. It's looking like it's going to break this support. That means that moves want to continue. All right. Let me see if I can go to the lower time frame so that we can see what pounds USD has done. So guys, let me know if you have seen my screen. So for pounds USD, as you can see, price has broken into this trend line, into this counter trend line. So what I'm going to do, if I want to take this trade, all right, is to wait a little bit for me to see a close below the support. I'm actually, by the way, right now I'm on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. So, but the momentum I'm seeing right now, is showing that, we are going to see, it's likely that we'll see a break of this support. I mean, this is a lot of, this is a very big bearish engulfing candle. So price might likely continue, might likely see something that looks like this, a bounce off that trend line, and then we continue. This is for pounds USD. All right. I want to know if I'm communicating, guys. So please let me know if I'm actually communicating. So this is for like I was saying earlier, this is for pounds USD. So we are likely to see something like this. The US open. Yeah, I mean the US market will open in the next couple of minutes. All right. So we are likely to see something that looks like this. If you want to be like I always say, there are two kinds of traders. There are very aggressive traders and there are conservative traders. A very conservative trader will wait for a break of the support. Especially if I just probably if you didn't trade the London session. All right. A very conservative trader will wait for a break of support or the support around 1.2675. All right. But an aggressive trader will jump on and trade maybe as soon as this trend line, price comes to this trend line, we take a sell and probably put a stop loss above these candlesticks. This big bearish, engulfing candle on 4-hour time frame. All right, so that is it that is what I'll be looking for pounds USD. Like I said, I'll be waiting for a break of this minus of this I want to call it like a major support on a 4-hour time frame. All right, so price is likely to break this support and come all the way down. And then the first place we want to come to when price break this support, we're likely to come to 1.25. All right. If you want me to take a look at a pair, if there's a pair you want me to look at, to talk about, if there's a pair you want me to actually talk about, please let me know so that we can all look at it together. All right. Okay, so I will say that let's look at what EURUSD is doing also. Like I said yesterday, I was expecting this momentum, this bullish momentum but this one didn't trigger. The EURUSD trade did not trigger yesterday because we didn't have a break and a test. We only have a break. We only have a test of this trend line, as you can see. The beautiful thing about this, about you using this counter trend line, I'm actually on EURUSD. I'm on the 4-hour time frame. The beautiful thing about using this counter trend line is that it normally saves you a lot of losses, because imagine if you have entered buy inside this area, say you have taken your buy inside this area before price tested this trend line, that would have been a loss because it will have come down the way it came. If let's check what pounds USD did. If you look at pounds USD actually broke this counter trend line, and then it came back in again this morning, at London session, it actually came all the way back in, but at the same time, if you had entered inside, if you had taken a trade inside this axis, inside this area, you would have had a bigger drawdown or a bigger loss, although my stop loss, I put the stop loss around there, but I actually closed it manually when I saw the momentum, the way price was moving. And if you go to a daily time frame, there's actually a support I kept my eyes on. There's a support. There was a support around there that I was looking for, that I was hoping that it would hold, but price actually broke into that support. Which tells me that if price break this or that support, this 1.26, we are going further down, all the way down. All right. So that's why in trading. Okay, somebody say EURJPY. Okay, I'll look at EURJPY too. Don't worry. That's why in trading it's very, very important to be very flexible. You have to be very flexible because anything can actually happen. So you have to be flexible with your buyers. Sometimes your buyers and biases can change, as price also change. Don't forget that we are trading price action. So you have to be a little bit flexible, and that's why it's advisable to use stop loss, so that you can always have an opportunity to place another trade. All right. So let's go back to Euro USD. So we are discussing Euro USD before now. So I want us to look at Euro USD. So it was Euro USD we are looking at before now. So so like I was saying, I was when I dropped this on the group yesterday, I said after the break of this trend line, of this scatter trend line, but price didn't break out. So this trade did not actually trigger, and the way it was, the way I always take the trade is that when I see a break of this scatter trend line and a retest, then I can jump on a buy. But that didn't happen yesterday. So so this actually saved us some money. But then we saw a pullback. So right now, what I'll be looking for Euro USD, let me go back to the 4-hour time frame. That means if you did not jump on a trade, actually jump on a sell on this Euro USD. I took a sell during London session. I took a sell and I'm trading that trade. I'm actually trading the Euro USD. I'm trailing it, sorry. I took a sell on that Euro USD when I saw the rejection. The rejection on this counter trend line. I actually took that sell. And I'm seeing that trade, but I'm trailing it. So in case price, goes back to where, before price go back to where I actually took that trade, it's going to take me out. So I haven't said that what I'm going to be doing, if I'm not taking any trade, so this is what I'll be doing. I'll be doing this. I'll draw a trend line that looks like this. Assuming I'm trying to take a trade on Euro USD, right? So I'll be waiting for price to break this trend line. What this trend line does for you as a trader is it keeps you safe. Sometimes you jumping, and it allows you, it saves you from jumping on a trade too early. All right, because sometimes you see that there's a support around there. We have a support around there. We actually have a support here. And then you will notice that this trend line, this trend line actually coincides with this support. Let me remove this one, right, to not confuse a lot of people. So this trend line, this one that I just drew right now, coincide with this support. So what that is telling you that a break of both of these of the trend line and the support is going to what is that? What that's going to tell you that this support, when it breaks, is going to turn to quite a very strong resistance. So we are likely to have something that looks like this: a break of that support, a retest, and then continuation of that move. So what you want to do is to look for, as soon as it breaks this support, you wait. Support that coincide with this trend line. As soon as it breaks it, you wait for a retest of the support, and then you jump on a sell. All right, and probably put your stop loss above these candlesticks. All right. So that's what you want to do on Euro USD. So if you are following me, let me know. Also, ensure you subscribe to the channel, so that if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, so that when we're having a live trade like this, you can be part of it. All right. And when I put out a video also. So that's so I'll be watching Euro USD. Okay. I'll be watching Euro USD right now, the way it is right now. If you go back to Pounds USD hasn't taken out this support. We can also do the same thing for Pounds USD. We can also do this. Okay. You can also do this for Pounds USD. All right. So let me take this out. Sorry, not this one. There's a support here. I'm trying to pull my trend. There's actually a support here that also coincide with this trend line. All right. So a break of this support and this trend line will see me take a sell also. All right. So we are likely to have something that looks like this. All right. So we are likely to have something that looks like that. All right. So like I explained earlier, the reason why we use this counter trend line is to, number one, is to save you from jumping into a trade too early. And then number two is also to that break and retest strategy is to also save you from, sometimes there are times that you have a breakout, that looks like this. A breakout that looks like this, and then it goes back in. So there are trades that I've seen, there are a lot of trades that look like this. All right, it breaks out and then continue that trend to the uptrend. There are times, I've seen there are a lot of trades that, we've had a lot of trades that look like that. But to just keep you safe is the reason is so you could wait. This counter trend line keeps us safe from jumping on when you have trades that break out immediately, so that we can wait for trades to retest this support that turn resistance. And most time what you have something that eat this, and then it's going to come back and continue that downtrend most times. All right. So that is what you want to see before you jump on your sell. Because sometimes, like I said, you can have a trade that, push down and then go back up, all the way up. All right. So somebody said I should look at I should take a look at Euro. Somebody said I should take a look at Euro JPY, right? So let's look at Euro JPY. Okay. So let me go to the daily time frame so that I can see what's Euro JPY. Euro JPY is pulling back. If you remember yesterday, on Sunday, that was saying that I was looking at the JPY index. I spoke about the JPY index. If you are here on Sunday, if you remember, let me know. we looked at the JPY index, and I said the JPY index has been on the downward trend for so long. But then sometimes on July 23, we actually form a support around 770, and then we saw a pullback. But then and I was saying that if this support holds probably towards the end of this week, and we actually see price closing in, if price is pushing back into this zone around 788, then we are going to be seeing the JPY pairs. They're going to be doing a lot of selling, because that means the Japanese yen is strong. So you are going to be seeing, for example, let's look at what GJ is doing. So you are going to be seeing that GJ will be falling a lot. And then remember yesterday, I think it was on Sunday, I also spoke about the fact that we had a hammer on the weekly time frame. This is the first one. This is the first hammer that we look at. This happened 2 weeks ago. At the end of 2 weeks ago, price closed as an hammer. Then last week we had price closed as this is looking more like an inverted hammer, and all this candlesticks pattern is a sign of a reversal, for GJ. But then if you look at what this week is already doing, price has already tested 182. So we're having a pullback, which is normal. So if the daily time frame, pushes back, let's see what's the daily time frame has not closed. Okay. If I want to be selling the GJ, I'll be waiting for the end of the close of today. If I see a candlestick that closes, let's say, come all the way and closes below yesterday candlesticks as a bearish candlestick, tomorrow I'll be looking for selling opportunity tomorrow on GJ. If I see something that looks like this on GJ, I'll actually be looking for selling opportunity. All right. If next week at the close of the week, if I see something that actually looks like, say, like this, pushes further down, closes below that previous week, that's last week candlestick, I'll be doing a lot of sell next week. I'll be looking for selling opportunities. All right. Except we see a breakout of price above 183. All right. And then let me see what we can have. Okay, if you have a breakout of price, the next resistance for GJ is around the area. It's around 189. All right. We actually have one here too. We have one here too around 186. All right. So that's for GJ, right? Then okay, somebody said I should look at Euro JPY. So Euro JPY, both of them, they actually act almost like the same thing. Euro JPY, pounds JPY, and all these JPY indexes, JPY pairs. Okay, somebody say, what if the breakout did come back to retest? No. The test is when you now actually take a trade. When you have a retest, that is actually when you are. Maybe I will explain when I'm done. Let me quickly explain what Euro JPY is looking like. Euro JPY also, if you look at, there seems to be a rejection around there. All right. So the market is just open. So you can still see a push up, as you can see. You can still see a push up. This is a 4-hour time frame for Euro JPY. So what I'll be doing is to let me see. You have your counter, you have your trend line drawn like this. Supports, price already formed a support around there for Euro JPY. I'll be waiting for a break into this support. I'll be waiting for price to close into the support for Euro JPY. For somebody that asks about Euro JPY, it's a waiting game. Trading is a waiting game. If you can waiting, and you have to be patient. Okay, if you're not a patient person, you cannot, actually take a trade. You have to be patient. You have to be able to wait. So it's actually a waiting game. So I'll be waiting for price to break this support and closing. Don't forget that, if price break this support and closing, you still have all this area. The mistake a lot of us do is that you still have let's say you jump on a trade around there. So you still have all this area. You see all that green area. So you still have all that green area to profit. So there's no point rushing. So the mistake a lot of us make is that we jump on a trade because we feel we are missing out. So, but if you had waited, because you never can tell, price has already bounced out from this support. So we can see a reversal of price from here. We can see price just push back. Price can just push back. But, if you wait for price to do what it wants to do, and it breaks into the supports that coincide with this trend line, then you can, if you take that trade, then you can ride price all the way down. So there's no point trying to jump on a trade that has not, tell you that it's ready to move in your direction. All right. So, and that's why it's very, very important to always wait for price to come to you. Most times when I say wait for price to come to you, this is what I mean. So because you already told you that, okay, I form support here. Okay, but we know that normally price will come here and test it. If it holds, then you see that, it goes back up. Price goes, push back, up. But if it doesn't hold, what normally happens is that it will close into this area, telling you that, okay, the probability of it going down, further down is very high. All right. So so this is the way I'll be trading, and I'm having my eye on EJ also, JPY. This is the way I'll be trading it. All right. So I don't know, if you have if anybody have any question before I want us to also look at Bitcoin and gold. Probably we can look at Bitcoin and gold. I want us to also, so if you can just drop your question in the you can drop your question in the chat box. I'm going to be saying, I'll see. So let's look at gold quickly. Gold, my bias yesterday was gold is still bullish as long as this support holds. You can see that. I think I posted it on the book. But the way it's going, the momentum gold is showing, because the dollar index is very strong, so it's pulling everything down. So gold is looking like we are going down, 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 down. So we saw a bounce off on Friday. Yeah, on Monday, yesterday, price actually, came down, and then we are pushing down, we are pushing further down. So a break of this support, we will come to this. There's a minor support here. There's a first support we're going to test 1903. So gold has been selling massively. I'm not in a gold trade anyway. So gold has been selling massively, and there's another support here around 1895. So I'll just be keeping my eyes on gold. All right. So let's go and check. I want to check what USD is doing. As you can see, USD is still battling this. Is still battling this support that coincide with this trend line. But if you ask me, it's looking like it's going to break this. Price is looking like it's going to we are going to start seeing a lot of momentum when New York open properly now. New York has not properly opened anyway. Maybe in the next couple of minutes, New York should be up. Should really be up. So we're going to be seeing a lot of momentum around it. Okay, Shola. I think we're supposed to have started that signal group this week, but we're just putting some finishing touches. Don't worry, before the end of the week, just keep your eyes on the group. All right, just keep your eyes on the group. So let's look at let's also look at I want us to look at pounds USD2. So like I said, I'm going to be waiting for a break of this support 1.268. I'll be waiting for a break of 1.268. A break of 1.268. If I see a break of 1 and a retest, I'll be taking a sell. Guys, do you see why it's important? Why it's very important to wait? You can see that price is pushing back. I'm not saying that price is going to go back up, but I'm just saying that there's a pushback. I'm not saying that there's a pushback of price. So sometimes that's why it's very, very important to actually wait. I'll be waiting for a break of this of this support. That is if you are not taking any trade, if you are trying to jump on a trade. All right. So I actually want us to look at Bitcoin too. I want us to look at Bitcoin. Probably will be rounding up very soon. Bitcoin has actually taken off. So has taken off. I think on Sunday, I was saying that we might likely break this support because we'll be having a higher, a lower high. This high is lower than this one, so we're having a lower high. So I was saying that we might likely break this support around 28,000, but then we actually bounced off yesterday. That this was on Sunday. I was saying it's likely we break this support, but we closed as a bullish candlestick, and they pushed, and then we pushed up again. I think some news came out yesterday about PayPal. PayPal, launched their stable coin. I actually think that actually helped the crypto space. That news actually helped the crypto space. So Ellen, how do you join the Signal group? I don't know if you, Ellen, are you on our Telegram group? Are you on our Telegram group? Ellen Henshaw, you're asking how can you join the Signal group? I don't know if you are on our Telegram group. Let me know. You can just drop your message. Guys, if you have any question, please let me know. So if you probably, I'll drop the video on the group so that we can watch it again. The purpose is to okay, Lynn, okay, you're on our Signal group. Don't worry, you will we'll actually drop the details in the group. Okay. So like I was trying to explain, in trading, patience is very important. Patience is very, very important. It's very, very, very important. Now, if you look at what BTC did yesterday, there was a fake breakout. I think somebody was asking me a question about I want to be sure that person is. Somebody was asking about breakout earlier. So I actually want to show you a very good example. And if you look at Bitcoin, the reason why it's good to use to wait for break and retest on your trade is because sometimes you can have a fake breakout. Look at Bitcoin actually broke this support, but it did not close it. So if you are gone on the lower time frame after the support was broken, I think it was there. Okay. After that support was okay, was there after that support was broken, and then you took a sell, you would have, be having a very, huge, pardon me, you would have had a very huge drawdown because price eventually came back, went back in. So that's why it's good to wait for, break and retest. You see price closing and then retest it before you take your sell. All right. If I go back to daily time frame, you see that Bitcoin actually, pop from here, form a support here and it's pushing up. Okay. So if you check what we actually what we are discussing earlier. So guys, if you check what we are discussing earlier that I said, let's look at what pounds USD is doing. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Don't forget, like I always say, if you don't see what you want to, if you don't see what you're trading very well, you can also scale down. I'm actually on the right now, I'm actually on the 1-hour time frame. You can also scale down so that you can see what price is doing. You can even scale further down if you want to really see what, I think to the 15 minutes. Sometimes I scale to the 15 minutes. So that price is actually pushing down. I really push. Price is actually pushing down. But it's still battling the support, non-resistance. So you can see. So you can see that we are already breaking. We already seems to have broken that support on resistance. I'll be sorry, that resistance turn support. I'll be sorry, the support, the trend line and the support that turn resistance. All right. So pounds USD. So let's see what's Euro USD. Euro USD is actually about doing the same thing. It's also pushing further now. Okay. You're following me, let me know. Following me, let me know. And I think somebody sent me a mail yesterday, and I think the person is in the group. And this is what I would like to say. Two things I'd like to say. If you are new, and let me quickly address everybody. And like I always say, if you are new, try and focus on one pair. If you have not been profitable, try and focus on one pair. Do it for 1 year or do it for 6 months. You can even do it for 2 years. All right. Just focus on one pair. There's no point jumping from one pair to from a pair to another pair. Okay. Just focus on one pair. There's no point, trying to jump from one pair to another pair. Focus on one pair and stick to that pair. All right. So let's see what all right. So Euro USD actually haven't closed into this support. You just see testing it. But like I said earlier, it's looking likely that we might have a break of that support that coincide with that trend line. There's a support up this one. So I'm actually closing, and then the first point of call when if you're closing is 1.09. All right. It's looking very likely that we might closing. And the pair I always recommend is Euro USD when you if you're trying to focus on a pair, if you're trying to get your act together and you're trying to focus on a pair, the singular pair I always recommend is actually Euro USD, because number one, it's very stable, when it's trending, it doesn't trend as much as pounds USD and other pairs or pounds JPY. But when it starts to trend, it's less volatile. Like it doesn't do all this zigzag pattern too often. It moves gradually, and it's very consistent when it's trending. As you can see, it seems to be pushing down further. So if you look at pounds USD, pounds USD is more. You can see it's on 4-hour time frame. Okay, this 1 hour time frame. You can see what is doing. Just doing all this zigzag compared to Euro USD. AUD USD. I don't even know which one is more volatile. I don't know. If you trade AUD USD, let me know. If you're in the group and you trade AUD USD, let me know. Do you think which one is more volatile between AUD USD and Euro USD? I'm not a fan of AUD USD, if you ask me. I don't really like that pair, because the pair can be very deceptive. Between Euro USD and AUD USD, which one is more volatile? If you trade AUD USD very well, let me know. So there's nobody that trade AUD. Let me know if you trade AUD USD. Which is more volatile? And somebody also sent me a message, a mail, when I said we'll be doing New York today, New York. Let me explain why it will be a little bit difficult for me to do a London session. It's because of time difference. I'm present, I'm not in Nigeria. So, that time difference also, affects us, because by the time you guys are awake, I'm still sleeping, in the US. And the time, I think we are 6 hours different. Right now, it's already 9 a.m. right now, 10 a.m. sorry, where I am, in the US. And I know it's already 2 p.m. in Nigeria. So we have about 5-6 hours different. So by the time I'm sleeping, I don't often trade the London session. Not that I don't trade it. I do trade it sometimes, but not as often as the New York session, because that's the time I'm awake. All right. So that's why maybe as we move on, these are our first this thing. I'll be doing London session. I'll be looking for opportunity to also do London session, so that we can also look at what price is doing during London session. So we have not closed in. So there's a bounce. There's a bounce, from that spot. So we haven't actually closed in. We haven't closed in for pounds USD. We haven't closed below this support. So we'll be rounding up very soon. Just I hope as I'm explaining, you guys are taking note, so that you can also, the support we are looking for price to close into is 1.26881. Don't forget. So you want to keep your eyes on it. Probably when you probably if you close the session, so that you can continue trading on your own. All right. Don't forget. So okay. Matthew said, okay, AUD US is more volatile, right? AUD is more volatile. That pair is a pair that I don't really even understand how it moves. I tried to study this, sometimes I just left it. It's sometimes it behaves like pounds JPY. AUD US, you can do a retracement of 100% now. And then before you say Jack Robinson, it's back again at 100%. it's too erratic. I don't like erratic pairs. Some people like it because of the way they trend, but for me, I really don't like erratic pairs. I really don't like erratic pairs. Pairs are too not too erratic. All right, so guys, if you want me to address anything before we round up, let me know. Just anything you want me to quickly address. Probably you have a question, and you have anything that is bothering you and you want us to address. You can drop your question so that I can take the questions and before we move on. Also, ensure you subscribe to my channel. This is our first live trading. We'll be getting better, don't worry. It's pretty new to me. I'm still trying to understand this technology, especially on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not subscribed. So we are still waiting for price to so like I said, for pounds USD, the support we are looking for price to break is 1.26884. You can note it down. So because we'll be rounding up soon so that you can continue from there. Also, the support we are looking for Euro USD to break is 1.0938. So it's looking likely, like I said, it's looking likely that will break the support. All right. For the JPY, Euro JPY is also battling 156. It's coming towards 156. Don't forget what I said, that your waiting is not going to be in vain. Don't let anybody tell you you are too slow. No. Remember I said for that look at all the space you still have for, I think that's about, how many pips is that? That's about 348 pips, if I'm not mistaken. So you are risking 34.8, let's say 35 pips, to carry 340 pips. So we still have, that means if you wait long enough for this to break this support that coincide with this trend line, you can be rest assured that price is going to move further down. All right, so that's the beauty of waiting. All right. So I don't think there's anybody that is asking any question. So just note, I already mentioned the support that we're waiting for price to break. So ensure you note that support. Okay. So I'll be seeing you guys in the group. If you have any question, probably since you are not asking, you can drop it in the group. All right. So on Wednesday, today is Tuesday, right? Probably we'll have another live session Thursday. On Thursday, we'll do another one on Thursday. All right, guys, thanks. So have a great day. Oh, it's already afternoon in Nigeria. Okay. If you're in Nigeria or anywhere you are in the world, I've seen some people that are from other countries also that are not in Nigeria. All right, guys. So we'll be discussing further in the group. If you have any question on the WhatsApp group or in the Telegram group, you can drop your question. Okay. All right. Thank you.